Hi guys, Itaewon Sammy back again. Just heading back to the office. Finished my class here in Goyang. Sun's up. A little bit of a misty day today. But still the air is clean. My allergies are not bothering me that much. I can actually breathe. I get fall allergies, the tree pollen. So that causes a lot of not a lot of sneezing, just a runny nose. I sneeze a little bit. So I take pills and I get a shot for it, so it kind of helps. Anyway, today's topic, a little bit of a sensitive topic, death. And how do people deal with death? And specifically, my opinion of how people deal with death and how I deal with death. So, I'm going to start off by saying I have never, in my 50 years of life, known anyone that was close to me that has died. Okay, so when I mean close, like a family member or a very close friend. Now, the reason behind, now I have had people die. My best friend from high school just passed away a couple of months ago. He was the first guy I ever made friends with when I moved to Bradford, my hometown. I still remember him, and he was a great guy. The problem was I lost touch after I left high school, so I haven't seen him in 30 years. And I haven't spoken to him in 25 years. So, the relationship died long before the man. Although he was a good person, I don't miss him because the relationship is gone. So I've had a lot of high school friends who have passed away. A lot. Especially, within the last couple of years. They've died of, diseases or what have you. We're getting to that age where at 50 years old, people are starting to pass. My grandparents passed away, but I barely knew them. Barely. Like I had met, I could count on my hand the number of days that I met my mom's parents, right? My father's parents I never knew because I was very young when they passed away. Aunts and uncles, my mother's brother passed away. I didn't know him. And another one is sick and maybe soon. I met him a few times, but again, not very close. Again, counting on my hand the number of times I met this person. So there's no real relationship. It's a blood relationship, but I wasn't very close. Co-workers. I had one co-worker. And I knew this man very well. He actually interviewed me. And he was really nice. And it was not group interview. It was 3 people interviewing me. And he was one of the 3. And at the end of the interview, he was like, "Don't worry about it. You got the job. You did really well." He was really kind to me. And we worked well together. Now, we didn't have a personal relationship. We had a professional relationship. He was more of I wouldn't say mentor, but I would say that he and I partnered, and I saw him as a leader, and he saw me as someone who was a good worker. He died of a heart attack. And I think it's the only funeral I've ever been to. And it moved me because he was someone who believed in me. And I was sad that he was gone. And that I didn't have the time. I think I didn't have the time to really, really get to know him and to thank him for the opportunity that I had. Because at that point in my life, I had, getting married, doing all of that stuff, and building my life. So it was that job helped me achieve my goals at the time. So anyway, that was one. Yeah, I think that's the only funeral I've ever been to. So I don't really do the funeral thing because I don't. So take a step back. Here's my opinion on death. It's gonna happen. Each and every one is going to die. I'm going to die. You are going to die. It will happen. It is a natural process. And the whole thing about death is that people are sad because they never got to do the things while the person was here. So they feel, this is my opinion, okay? They feel guilty. Or they say, oh, I'm gonna miss that person. You know. Okay, again, let me take a step back. When someone dies young, yes, very sad. When someone dies of a disease or a car accident, something preventable, yes, very sad that that person did not get to achieve their life. Absolutely. 100% agree with that. Very sad. Tragic. When someone's life is taken away from them. Absolutely tragic. When someone dies at 75, 80 years old, not tragic at all. It's expected. My father is in his 80s. He will die very, very soon. I have come to terms with that. I spend every moment that I have with him and I cherish it, and I tell him I love him, and I do the things I need to do to express my gratitude and thanks for the life that he has provided for me. And I make the times that I have with him as precious as possible. Because I know that, number one, he's 10,000 kilometers away from me. Number two, that I will never see him again. And the last time that I see him might be the last time that I see him. And my mom, too. My brother is approaching his 50th birthday. He is very healthy and will probably outlive us all. But, you know, if he passes away, I'll be sad, I think. But my brother and I are not close. We're close as in brothers. But he lives, he lives on the other side of the world. I see him once or twice every couple of years. I see him once every couple of years. So when you say I don't have close relationships, I don't. Let's say my partner, my CEO passes, who's my best friend. I will be devastated. I don't know how I'm going to survive that. If my best friend Johnny passes, don't know how I will survive. These two people, very close to, they have been an integral part of my life. And I don't know how I'll continue to live my life. And provisions have been made with my partner if anything does happen to her, that, our business continues. But the friendship that I have, it's so strong. And I don't have a lot of close friends. I like to keep close friends to a minimum, like 2 or 3. My 2 best friends, and then I have maybe 3 very close friends. So about 5 people in my life currently who live close by to me. Family members, my mom, my dad, my brother, that's it. I have cousins, I have aunts and uncles, again, not very close to them, just through blood. I don't really have a relationship or any kind of connection to these people. I had an ex-girlfriend pass away, 26 years old. She died of a medical condition. And it's sad, absolutely, that her life was taken away from her. And also sad that I didn't have a chance to say goodbye to her or to let her know how special she was to me. But again, maybe it's just me that I'm not an emotional person. I think that's what it comes down to, is I'm not a very emotional person. I know that about myself, but secondly, I don't really let people get close to me, so it doesn't affect me as much. So the point that I'm trying to make here is when I hear or see people devastated by death, it confuses me. And I think that's because of the fact that I don't have those close relationships. And I can't empathize. You know, what do you say to someone whose family member has passed away? You know, my condolences? Yeah. I mean, the number one thing I can say is they knew at the end of their life that you were happy. If they're a religious person, at the end of their life, they believe they were going to wherever their afterlife believes it. So they are happy. So you should be content. You shouldn't be happy. You should be content that the circle of life has completed and they have done their job. If it's a parent or a grandparent, they have done their job on this planet, and they have, you know, done what they were supposed to do. What they wanted to do was live a life that they believed was good and to create a family that could continue. And they did that. So, I mean, that's what I would say to someone. I would say that. Hopefully they will understand where it's coming from. But, you know, that's why I don't go to funerals, because I can't say those things to people. It's not politically correct or insensitive. So, you know, that's my position. I'll leave it at that. If you have any comments or questions, just post them below and I'll answer as I can. 81 Sammy, living life. I'm out.